for joining me again today. Get the coffee machine on, let's have a drink, get one sorted. Today's video is all about the paintwork. This is on the front of the van. I've shown you the one in a previous video about the rear of the van and all the paintwork we did there. We're going to do a similar sort of thing on the front. We're going to underseal the front, overpaint it. We've got the side to do. So yeah, lots of work. Yeah, enjoy the video, let's crack on. So first thing we had to do was to remove these side steps. Now it's relatively easy. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts holding it on. These are nuts and bolts, they go through to a nut on the back. That one's a captive nut. A little bit tight sometimes, might need to put a little bit of lube around it to get it off. This one came off really easy. Let's crack on with the video. Front end cap's off. There's the bumper there. Got bolts either side. We'll just whip them off. There's about 4 brackets all the way around the front. Bolts are out. Bumpers off. There we go, that's a piece of metal. Let me just pop the grill off, undoing the 2 locators either side. And that's that out of the way as well. With the bumpers a quick rub down, just got rid of any marks and then just spraying it over with this satin black aerosol. Makes quite a nice job. Oh, there he is. Got the boy working up, eh? Making that coffee van super shiny and sheen with the satin black bumper spray, looking absolutely delightful. So we masked the van off using the masking paper and some 2-inch masking tape. I'll put links in the description for that. And as in the other video, I've used the 3M Schultz spray, the underseal overpaintable, to go all around the bottom of the van. This is on the back door, just an example of what we did. So I've done the front panel all behind on the lowest sills all the way around the van now, so the whole lot's completely done. As you can see with the masking tape, when you're masking off, you've just got to go to the seams on the van or the shadow lines. I've got that patch there which I've just flatted off, and we're going to just bang some top coat over that. So now I can overpaint the underseal that I've put on, and I'm going to do this whole side panel as well. So just a dusting to start with, just get a nice sort of dusting coat over the top. We're not bothered about the finish at this point, we're just going to waft over it if you like, just to give it a nice, almost like a primer, just to give it something to bite into. I can go over this black underseal quite well. That's almost acting like a primer in itself. We'll get a nice coat on that, and then the rest of this I'll dust it first, and then I'll come back in again and give it a real nice thick top coat. Just trying to keep the wet line going. So here we go, I'm just going to come over this nicely now, just a quick dusting over all the patches that need a bit extra. I'll just go over them first. Now today's a really hot day, it's 30 degrees again, it's absolutely, well, it's perfect weather for spraying. It really is a good temperature. The paint goes on really nice. So like I say, yeah, just dust over this first, and as I go back on the other side, that'll be dry enough to overpaint again. That's better, the compressor's kicked out now, so you can hear what we're doing. So just keep working it, just keep working across. I do apologise for my pants hanging out. What an absolute scruff. So we go over this vent as well. We'll give that a coating. So that's all the same colour as the van. It's going to look much better when it's all colour coded. And here we go. Just get around the edges another bit, just to say cover all those all the patchy bits, and then we come back in again, and we can start to give it a better coat now. Look, we'll get it on thicker, and then working the wet line left to right, right to left. Just keep going across, keeping that wet line going all the way up the van. I'm going from bottom to top on this, and just keep going across, and every time you get to the end, hold off the gun and then go back in again. Just gently pulling the trigger, release the trigger, go back in again. This spray gun, like I said in a previous video, if you want to know more about the painting, I really went into depth on it on the previous one about the gun and stuff, but this gun, you pull the trigger slightly, you get air coming out. You pull it fully, you get paint coming out. So you can always keep air flowing through the gun without paint, which helps with the distribution as you're spraying. So we're almost at the top, keeping that wet line going, just keep it going all the way to the top. And that's got a lovely shine on it, that's beautiful. Just finish off around the edges where I've missed a bit, just give it a bit of extra in the wheel arch there. Lovely jubbler. Work his way around to the rest of it now. We can get this footstep done, the lower sill, and all the way around the front of the van. It's all the same process though, just keep on working his way around. Leave that for a couple of hours to bake on, and then we can peel off this masking tape. You've got to peel the masking tape off before it's completely dry. The paint is, once it's gone off, it's like I say, a couple of hours, peel the tape off. If you left the tape on overnight and then tried to peel it off, you'd struggle, and you'd also sometimes cause a really rough edge on when you peel the tape away. So it's always better to, like I say, get the tape off, peeling it away from the wet painted area.
You've got a lovely singing voice, Mason. Are you chasing full stall? You're driving a 1981 Peugeot van. Yeah. You might be a fool.
Just peel the rest of this tape off and the rest of this masking paper. The masking paper is fantastic. Saves a lot of hassle of faffing about with bits of cloth and newspaper and all the rest of it. And it's not expensive. It's not for the money it's worth buying a roll of it, and you get about 200 meters on a roll. It's ridiculous, and you get absolutely loads. Just gently peel it away, taking your time. And you can see that front panel now looks lovely. It's always nice to peel the tape off, peel the masking paper off, and see what kind of job you've done. I painted that 240 volt socket head as well, just so that's all colour coded. So we just peel the masking tape off of that as well.
I'm really pleased with the colour coded look.
Same with the grille. I've just masked off the grey bit in the middle with that 2-inch masking tape. Fantastic stuff. I just whip that off now, just peel it away. Looks as good as new.
Fantastic stuff. She looks a little gem. Quick whiz round now, we've got all the masking tape off. See the delights of the morning's work. Lovely. Right, time for a rebuild. Let's get it all back together again. We'll get the bumpers back on, finish it off. So I've got the these rubbers for the grille to go back in again. Slip them into the place. The washer and that.
These rubber mountings here, the grille just comes down and sits on them so it locates, and they're just held on with a 13mm nut. So it's nice and easy just to take them off and put them back on again.
We can make sure they're dead right before we Do them up. Done. Bingo. Paint's still a little bit soft. The underseal, but it will give it a few days, that will soon harden up. But yeah, that don't look too bad. Get rid of these bits of insect muck off it. Beautiful.
That is the only trouble when you're painting outside. You get the bugs coming and landed on your freshly wet paint, and they just stick to it. I always find though, if you let it dry with the bugs still in the paint, once you brush them off, it doesn't make as much of a mess as if you try and get it off when they're still wet. Oh, here comes Mitzi the dog to come and see how we're getting on. Foreman. So we're just line this bumper up, locate it back through again, and then pop them bolts back in.
Right. Lovely, lovely, thank you very much.
Just get all these bolts done up. Whack them up nice and tight. This bumper is an amazing bit of kit. It is solid. It's like, wow, 2mm steel. No, yeah, it's how bumpers used to be made. I mean, if you crashed into something, it'd definitely do some damage. It's almost, yeah, it's truck-like build. Get these end caps back on. They just slip in underneath, and then you just put the screws back in again. That's the captive nut on that one. That's actually, say, I put a bit of lube on that, and that one's in nice and tight. This one's a nut and bolt going through into the wheel arch liner, and then one at the bottom again goes through into the wheel arch behind the front panel. Nut and bolt again. This ratchet's fantastic. This is a brittle, clutchless ratchet, so it's got no teeth on it, and you don't have to wait for the click. It just grabs every time.
Beautiful. One side done.
Slip that other one in. Just hook it underneath the step there. Get it in place. It's always nice putting things back together again after a bit of paint work. Just finishes it off. Bit of lube in that captive nut, a bit on the bolt. Just drop them last two through, the one at the bottom and the one on the end. Whiz them up nice and tight. There we go, look at that. One through there. Again, that's a nut and bolt. And you can get your hand up there nice and easy. It's pretty big gap behind. And the end of the paintwork is nearly complete. We're nearly there. And it's been a bit of a job. We've had plenty to do. But these are just the finishing touches now. Can't wait just to get these bumpers back on again. Then we can move on to some more jobs inside the van. But it's going to be nice to get this done and then get the stickers on. I'll just whiz around them all again, just make sure they're nice and tight, and then job done.
Brilliant. What's right? Right, so refitting the number plate. There's two holes, original holes in the bumper. When they fit this before, they've just stuck it on with the sticky pads. I'm not a massive fan when there's holes there. So what I'm going to do is mark up, drill the plate and screw it to the bumper. So all I've got to do is just get this central, which is about there, like that. trusty little pen. So I'll just make sure that where we want it, it's about there. I'll just mark where the hole is there, and then same with this side. Just there, and then we'll get the height we want, which is about there. So if we just mark a little one on the side of there. Just get it the same both sides. Turn it down a little bit. Just okay. That's just about there. And a mark on the side there. Then we just match the crosshairs and we know where to drill the hole. So we've got a line across like that. And that coming down to there. Got one just there. And then that one is coming down there. It's just there. So 2 holes in there like that, and that should sort us out. To drill these holes, put a bit of wood. Nice sharp drill bit, just press that against the wood. Get that on the mark in there. Nice and gently. There we go, that's one. Same with the other side. Beautiful. I just need some screws. I thought it'd be alright with this, but it's just holding it off too far. It doesn't look the best, so off it comes. Whenever I'm peeling this tape off, I always think of Better Call Saul, where Chuck was showing Saul Goodman how to actually it wasn't Saul Goodman at the time, how to peel tape off his wool. It's just funny. And he's giving it there, you must. Oh, it's a lot. It's a good tip. It works, look. You'll bring off the paint, Jimmy. Just roll it with your thumbs. Good old Jimmy McGill.
So on this one I'm going to be using a self tapper on the left hand side. It's got a bigger hole and I can put a captive nut on the back just to hold that in place. The right hand side, the hole's nice and small, so I can screw into the bumper with the self tapper. So get our self tapper straight in there nicely.
Beautiful. There we go.
Don't look too bad for a spray job in the garden. I'm pleased with that. It's come up really well. Even those bumpers look nice. That satin black paintwork has really gone well. It's just really set that off against the beige. We'll get these back ones on. These are just a 17mm nut that goes through those sort of recesses. Again, these bumpers really thick, lovely metal, nice and solid. Mind you, we'll need it with that left hand drive. We'll be crashing into everything. Just use the old Milwaukee, just nip them up. That's one on. And the last piece in the jigsaw is the other side. See if I can get this on without dropping it. Come on, can you find the hole? Oh God, don't scratch that new paintwork. Oh dear. Come on, you've only got to put 2 bolts in there. Get on with it. So we need 2 pairs of hands. There we go. That's not going anywhere now, look. The last bolt, I'll get that in. Just nip them up again. One and two.
Okay. Doesn't she look nice?
And we'll just drop it down off the old little ramp thing there. Open up that hatch. Now that's the next job on the list, I think, is sorting this hatch out. We've got to put a snail hinge on it. At the moment it's just got a piano hinge and the water comes through it, so yeah, keep your eye out for that video. That's a really interesting one. And it'll be coming up shortly. Doesn't it look super, that? I'm really pleased with that. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. The van's looking great. She's looking absolutely stunning. Almost ready for the road. All the links for all the products and everything, I put them all in the description, so if you want something similar you can go and grab them. I think that's about it though, so yeah, thanks for joining me. It's been a gruel, but we're still going. There's plenty more videos to come. So yeah, join me for the rest of them. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.